Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Better Call Sal. And today I'm joined with Kevin Hooper from Hanging with Mr. Hooper. So Kevin, let's get into this. As far as new logo versus expansion of the business, how do you approach that with the sales team?
Okay, so again, let's define a few terms. So it's all new business. The question is it bringing in a brand new customer that's never purchased from you before, or are you going to focus on existing customers? It all largely depends on what your overall business growth strategy is, which can be linked to the valuation of your company, it can be linked to the sales compensation plan. But at the end of the day, what it comes down to is new logos are significantly harder because you have to start the business, start the relationship, then you have to translate that relationship into value, and then go through the whole of the sales cycle. Versus expansion business, you're talking to existing customers, they have an experience with you, they've derived value from you. Now what you're attempting to do is either expand out the number of users for your product or service, or alternatively find something else that's in your portfolio that solves a particular problem that they have in their business. Very traditionally, businesses will say, I'm going to focus on my existing customer set. But to go full circle on the conversation, it all comes back to what is your growth and expansion strategy for the core of the company that you're working for at that time. Sometimes it's going to be okay just to have profitable revenue, but increasingly, as we start thinking about valuations being based on recurring revenue and how viable the company is, you really can't take your eye off the ball with respect to new logo acquisition.
Now let me expand on that question a little bit more. When it comes to salespeople, do you separate out salespeople with hunters for new logo and farmers for expansion business? Or are you okay with having the same people do both roles?
So, a lot like everything in life, the answer is it depends. If you're an established enough business, you've got a recurring revenue stream from your existing customers, then you might be in a position that you can invest in a purely hunting go-to-market sales force around net new logos. What's interesting about that is that requires you to understand what the hiring profile is of those salespeople, and you need to have a sales compensation plan in place to positively incent them for that activity. Most earlier stage companies, though, focus very much on account management and books of the business. And so therefore, these are sales reps that can do both and are essentially functioning as the general manager or the CEO of their own territory, because it's down to them, and this will be indicated by the basic elements of the comp plan. It's down to them to make sure that they're managing their book of business with the existing customers that they're getting business from, and any attrition, any churn that's going on, they're replacing that with net new logos. Sorry for the complicated answer, but it all comes back to what is the overall strategy that you have for your business, and then ultimately, is there an exit involved, and are you then looking to package this up and sell this on to somebody else, and their view of your valuation is going to be based on whatever their investment criteria are.
Thank you, and I appreciate that. Folks, this has been another episode of Better Call Sal.